Welcome to Can Angels Fly Tarot and More. My name is Nancy, and I'm here to consult the tarot cards for August 2020. For this reading, I'm going to begin just by reading the cards to see what message or messages the cards offer. If at any time the card suggests that the message is for a particular zodiac sign, then I will state it at that time. Before we begin, I like to submit my personal information, and it is that, as mentioned, I'm a tarot reader. So if you're ever interested in ordering your own personal tarot reading, you can do so by contacting me by email. My email is canangelsfly1@gmail.com. The information that you need to order your own personal tarot reading is below this live stream. Actually, it's below every live stream and video I make. The next thing is, if you're ever interested in offering monetary support, you can do so by Cash Apping me. My Cash App name is Can Angels Fly Tarot. That's also below this live stream and every video that I make. Let me get my spray, because all of a sudden the fly popped up in here from nowhere. So I want to be prepared. I got a new deck of cards, and they're called Modern Witch Tarot Deck by Lisa Sterling. Okay, so I'm going to use them to attempt to read with them anyway. And I have taken some time to shuffle them up. It's a new deck. So they're very stiff. Significantly larger than the ones I've always worked with. So we'll see how it goes. Hi George, how you doing? Did they turn off the electricity last night? And if so, how long was your power off? Hello Nancy. Oh Lord, you said 106 over where you at? And it was raining for a short time with the sun out. Oh my God. Oh, I feel for you. I feel for you. Today here in Detroit, it's been really nice. A little warm, but nothing I can't deal with. So I didn't have to go in the room, either one of the rooms with air conditioning. I could sit right here in front of the fan and drink something cool and be okay. But 106, nope, can't handle it. I totally feel for you. But your power back on, right? Oh. They new cards, they slick. One fell out on the floor. We're going to start with that one. I'll get up and retrieve it in just a moment. Remember, this is a general tarot reading, just looking for whatever message or messages the tarot cards have. As mentioned, I'm not reading for any particular sign until the cards signal to me that it's for a particular sign. You say, Nancy, how do you see my business doing? Like I was talking to you last night. Me and my partner are in communication. Well, George, I think that I still feel like you need to be very cautious. You know, dot all your I's and cross all your T's. I really feel that. And I was saying yesterday, doing my drunken Aquarius rant, that it looks like I see a major shift in the market next month. I think it'll be noticeable. And when I talk about the market, you know, I'm talking about like the Dow, Jones and stuff like that, that kind of market. And I was saying last night, I don't know a lot about the market. I don't know if some things are going to like really drop and drop out from under people, meaning people lose money. And so if I was you, I'd be very careful, because I don't know what like you may be invested in or depending on to help back or fund or like sustain your business endeavors. You know, so just be really careful, George. But at the same time that all of these things are happening, it is also optimal time to become successful if you know how to dot all your I's and cross all your T's. When I say dot all your I's and cross all your T's, I'm talking about the details that's specific to your business endeavor, as far as, you know, marketing, advertising, whatever is significant or relative to your again, your business endeavor. Everything from funding, processing, shipping, whatever. You got to know everything and have like a plan written out and to ensure like your success. Let me retrieve this card. Okay, I'm back. Okay. Oh, the card that fell on the floor that's beginning our reading is the Two of Wands. Hopefully you can see that. New deck of cards. Can I get it clear? They're really nice. Basically, it's the same imagery on the card. It's just changed the figures to women. And that's what it is. A deck to empower women. And so the Two of Wands immediately leads me to begin to talk about deciding which pathway to go down, like what aim to pursue, what passion, interest, desire, etc., etc., and being at a place of contemplating. You know, like there's a choice to make about if you, I don't know, choose one job over the other, or if maybe you want to go on vacation, choose one vacation spot over the other, or I don't know, could be a business endeavor. What aspect of a particular area do you focus on? You know, just having to make a decision. The next card is the Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Wands, as you can see, is in reverse, which suggests it points back to the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands talks about partnerships that you have actively are in. You said, thank you, God, that you, wait a minute. Thank you, God. They didn't shut it off? Well, thank goodness. You got bigger tarot cards now. Yeah, they much bigger. I didn't know they were going to be this big. So I got to adjust my hands, get my hands used to them. Okay, this is a general reading, so it's for everybody. Basically, choices. And choices about aims or passions and or desires and or interests. Which do you choose? What route or path do you go? The next card is mentioned is the Eight of Wands in reverse, pointing back to the Seven of Wands. So we're going to talk about the Seven of Wands first, because the Seven of Wands represents your active partnerships that you are in, people that you're, you know, you hold a contract with. An example is like you, George, in your partnership with your business partner, that active partnership, and all of the details and terms that are on the table. I try to talk about, and I have videos out talking about contracts, and how each contract that we have its own unique set of terms and conditions. That is to say, what you want, what you expect, and what you're willing to offer to the other for working with you. You know, and the same is the case for them in relationship to you. So what I'm saying is we're talking about those active partnerships and whatever the terms and conditions are that are unique to you. That's bad when you got dirt rolling off of you. Excuse me, y'all. I can feel the dirt, and I just washed up, but it's a little sticky, I guess. I mean, rolling all off my arm. So, the Eight of Wands suggests that there is a pulling back or inability to move forward or forge forward on a particular aim, a passion, interest, and or desire because of something that's going on with the contract or the agreement between you and the other, or you and your business partner. You may not be seeing things eye to eye, or you may have some disagreements about something. About, maybe an example is you may put up or have submitted to them that you're interested in receiving, I don't know, example, 55% of the profits, and your partner, and it's not specific to you, George, this is just a general message the tarot cards are offering, and the partner may not agree that you should receive 55% of the profit, and so it's holding up you being able to move forward in pursuit of satisfying or seeking, your aim, your passion, desire, or interest, the purpose for the contract while y'all working together. It's something holding you up, and it has to do with the contract terms and conditions. The next card is the Ace of Wands. Oh, so it's a warning. The Ace of Wands talks about the time period in which you commit to move forward on that aim, passion, interest, desire. In short, it's the goal, like the business project. It's time to move forward. So the cards seem to be, based on the way they've come out the deck, to suggest that maybe you should stop. And when I say you, I'm speaking generally, but George, this does line up with what you have going on. Maybe you should stop and review the terms and conditions on the table. I say, look at what your partner is asking of you, what they're expecting and or anticipating for their involvement in helping, reach the business goal, whatever it is. If it's sales, what are they asking for? What percentage are they expecting to receive from profits? And this is the same kind of the same thing I think that came up for you actually personally, George, about getting down to the details between you and your business partner. So now, right now, George, I am kind of speaking specifically to you because this, seems to line up with what you have going on. And so, but it's, remember, y'all, this is general. So this is playing out or will play out in your life in some way. It's saying, hey, you moving forward, maybe hastily, because it's the Ace of Wands, eager to, get things started, get the business project, the aim, the interest, passion, get it started, pursuing it, investing your energy in its movement forward. But it is a time to pull back, to stop, and look back at that contract that you have with another. As mentioned, this is a general reading, so what kind of contracts exist? Again, I got a video out going over different type of social contracts we have, but there are social contracts like people planning to get married. They may be engaged. Look at the social contract between you and your significant other. Do you both want children? If so, how many? Those kind of things. Where would you like to live? What location do you want to live in? You may, because one partner could think, hey, we're going to move out of state, and the other partner wants to stay in state around family, as an example. So it's saying, hey, it's the time to look at these terms. The cards are saying, yeah, I know you're eager to move forward, but right now there's a discrepancy in the terms and conditions between the partners involved in this endeavor. As mentioned, when it comes to like business, there could be an issue about, example, what percentage of a profit a person gets, or if something falls short, who picks up the slack, how much. It almost seems like they're in some business endeavors, there is an imbalance in what each partner can contribute. Like maybe one partner can contribute more in the long run. In the long run of things, maybe somebody invested all they got early on and don't have anything to like pick up the slack or resolve issues that may crop up later on. And so it's saying, hey, again, it's some type of discrepancy in the contract between you and another party or other parties that need to be resolved before you move forward. But you moving forward. The next card is the Fool's card. And the Fool's card suggests that most people are kind of new to this endeavor, this project, and or pursuing this interest. And remember, the interest is a goal, a partnership goal, whether it's sales or marriage or whatever. You're new to it, totally new to it. And so you don't have a lot of knowledge to refer to so that you can see like where there may be challenges or obstacles to overcome, so you're not so much prepared ahead of time. This Fool card suggested to me that for many there's going to be a time period as you move forward in the pursuit of your endeavor or whatever. I can't believe how dirty my iron is. This is ridiculous. I just washed up again. I ain't gonna roll the dirt off on the screen on y'all. This alcohol. But this helped me stay a little dry, cool, and not too sticky. Have dirt crumbs rolling everywhere. Forgive me, y'all. I'm fat and hot. A little hot. So, you may not be able to recognize, I guess I'll say, when there is some type of deficiency or something that just needs to be addressed, handled like immediately. So things could pop up on you without you being aware, or you're anticipating it, that kind of thing. So what am I saying? I'm saying that whatever business contract you have with another, again, the business contract could be what, like relationship, business, it could be at work, you are working with another or others to reach a goal, whether it's sales, marriage, I don't know, getting commission, whatever, and you're fairly new to this social interaction to move together in unison for the shared goal, or the achievement. And because you're new, you are not anticipating or have the I don't know what is it's hard to come up with the words on the spot, but you may not just be aware of the challenges that crop up along the way, or the adjustments that you got to make along the way as you move toward that goal. And so I was about to say that this Fool card suggests there are going to be some challenges, there are going to be some obstacles that you haven't foreseen, which takes us back to the initial contract between you and another or others, the terms and conditions. Who's going to handle what when the obstacle pops up? Who's capable of handling an obstacle when it pops up? It could be, when I say it could be, I'm talking about how handling any obstacles or unanticipated events or situations or circumstances as you in pursuit of that goal. It could be money. Who's going to pick up the slack if something falls short, something breaks and needs to be repaired? Who's going to pay for it? Because it's two or more participants here in that contract pursuing that goal. Who's going to fund it? Or what percentage does each partner have to invest to get the business back up and running, or get you back up and running to the the wedding arches, or whatever the case is, or what was it when I was talking about at work? Commission. Get that commission. You know, who gonna do what? And it does. I was gonna say, it doesn't always have to be money. It could be maybe more. I don't know. Again, what your project is, but it could be who's gonna pick up the slack and do more research. Who is like, let's say you have a presentation, you present something, and you find a flaw or error in the information you're reporting or sharing. You know, you work on somebody else. Who's gonna stop and go do that research and check again and find out the error, the deficiency, or to correct it, or to verify? Who's gonna do that? Who's responsible for that? You know, if that were to happen. Again, it depends on the scenario, the way it unfolds in your life. Who's responsible for picking up the slack? That's not well defined in your contract with another or others. Hope that makes sense. I ran my mouth. We are in the liquor business. Ooh, that's a good business. Ooh, that's a good business. We are trying to bring to the market a traditional African liquor. Oh, I like that. Marketing. Will the sales be in Africa, or, starting out? Right now, y'all, I'm talking to George. Will the sales be in Africa, or, the United States, starting out? Or are you trying to just kind of go national, if you can, immediately? I don't know how that's done. But that sounds nice. That sounds really, really nice. And what's all the laws backing it? I don't know the details of what you have to, do to get that up and running. But like import, export, what's the rules and regulations for it, and the funding for it, and different things like that. What about what do they call it? Bottling, doing the bottling and labeling. Who does what? Who hires who? You know what I'm saying? Who oversees who they hire? Those kind of things. Distribution, who oversees that? So it just seems like, keeping in with your story, George, the way it is. Again, this is for everybody, but George, are you clear about who plays what roles? I'm sure each of you have multiple roles to play, and financial responsibility, but it seems like, based on the cards, it needs to be well defined. Let's see what the next card is. We have the Magician. We're going to see, I kind of feel like the Magician represents an additional message, but we'll see. Because now we're talking about becoming a master of your circumstance or situation, being so masterful and skillful in dealing with whatever circumstance or situation you find yourself confronted with. Still can play back into that you're able to manipulate the outcome in your favor. Jeez, this is a really pretty card. Real pretty. So that does play into the scenario, or the card message I just picked up on, about going back and looking at your contract with another, because there is a discrepancy, a hidden flaw in the terms and conditions between you and another party or parties. And now we're talking about somebody that has mastered or been skillful. An example, keeping with the previous part of the reading, you go back and you go over the terms and conditions with your partner or partners, and you you work out the kinks. Everybody's clear about what role they play and what responsibilities that they have. Those kind of things allows you to be able to be a magician, being able to manipulate any circumstances, situation, obstacles, in your favor as they unfold. So that makes sense. But the magician is moving us into an additional message, but it does go with the first part. I continue. The word you're looking for is called foresight. Needed foresight, definitely foresight. One of the spirits of God, foresight, definitely. The next card is the Hermit in reverse. These are some really pretty cards. Hermit in reverse, and the Hermit in reverse falls right after the Magician. And so these are very, I think they're more divine messages. And so it talks about, becoming a magician, someone who is, again, capable of manipulating whatever circumstances, situations that they need. They're very skillful, knowledgeable, got foresight, forethought, foreknowledge, and be able to execute all those things in order to manipulate what the circumstances and situation in their favor, so it can be beneficial to them. Is followed by the Hermit, and the Hierophant. And so the Hierophant, as mentioned, is in reverse. And so we're talking about going outside of tradition. When we deal with tradition, traditional is a traditional state is something that's well known, is carved out, is stereotypical. You can count on it to be the same. Play by the rules, and this will happen. Think this way, and this will happen. So it's very structured way of existing, which is following the tried and true, and the end result. It's saying with the Magician, it's saying, okay, so you master yourself, right? You got these skills and talents, but you're outside of the tried and true. How to say, I best thing I can do is give an example. There's a farmer or a family that has been farmers, I'll say, for generations. And for generations, the family members have gotten up 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and they went about the exact same routine for 100 years. And no matter what the times may have brought, like storms and floods and droughts, this hypothetical family stayed so connected to their routine and regimen for hundreds of years. So they were always ahead of the game. They always had their barley stocked up before. You know what I'm saying? So because they went about things the tried and true way, they persevered, they strived, and they were able to grow and flourish. But it was all based on them maintaining that exact same regimen for 100 years. They never detour from it. The tried and true. They did everything by the phase of the moon. You know what I'm saying? They did everything by the water cycle, never detouring from it. That's the Hierophant, going with the authority and what has been established. What this is saying here for you, and this is a general reading again, is that at this point in time, you will not be executing those traditional instructions, or you won't be doing the, depending on the traditional means. You won't be depending on or referring to your ancestors. No, you're on your own. You're becoming like a new magician, if I can say, a new magician. You are setting the trend. You're setting the trend. This is really, really new, the way I feel for many of you. What's really new? Your ability, the skills you have acquired, the talents you have acquired, the knowledge that you have, the foresight, the forethought, all of it is new. And that makes so much sense to me because we're just now creeping into the age of Aquarius. It's so much knowledge and information. It has been revealed that a lot of the information people have received growing up from our system has been like distorted in some way. And so we're getting this new understanding about our reality. And so this magician here, if I'm making this make sense, represents you as a person with that newfound knowledge, a newfound information, or I don't know. It's like our reality, I talk about it as being redefined. And only those that understand that our reality is being redefined understand or hold the tools or the wand to be able to manipulate reality in their lives. So that's what it's talking about for you. Again, this is a general reading, so I'm speaking to all. What am I saying here? We moving from the business contract that we each have with someone, another party or parties outside of ourselves, and how we need to look at the contract that we share with them. Look at the terms and conditions, because something needs to be clarified there. We're going to do that. Have become masters, but we become masters in our own right. It's not the old ways anymore, is what I'm saying. We each are acquiring a level of mastery, and it's very unique. Again, it's not tied to what was. It is about what is. It's now. It's in the present. I'm trying to think of something that I could offer as an example. What is new? What's new? I don't have to think what's new as a rule. Something new. Something new. An example. Something new. In times past, many people and families bought huge homes and a lot of land in times past. That's what they did. That was traditional. Now, currently people are let me stop. Why do people buy bigger homes and land in times past? It was because they were dealing with or meeting any challenges in their life. You know what I'm saying? They may have more land as a farmer, may have had more land so they could plant more crops. They could have more food and more resources to sell and trade to make life more easier for them. That was the past. How are we dealing with the same circumstances and situations now? You know, our times have changed. Well, and as an example, people have downsized. They're now minimalists. They have what do you call them? Tiny homes. People are living out of their like traveling vans or RVs now. They're downsizing. People are eating less. These are all tricks of the magician. The trick of the magician is, in reality, helping you to, again, cope with the challenges that exist in this life. Not only your interaction with people, but also the interaction with your environment. So let me try to sum that up. I'm saying that each of us are becoming masters in overcoming the challenges that exist merely because we're in this world at this time, overcoming the challenges. First challenge we talked about, I know I'm all over the place, is about reviewing those contracts and getting the kinks out the terms and conditions between us and another. Because, you know, as we move through our experiences, we don't want nothing to come up later and bite us. And we end up fighting and bickering and in strife with the people we doing business with. You know, so everything needs to be well defined. The next card is the King of Cups. And the King of Cups is in reverse. And the King of Cups in reverse is a representative of our water signs. So at this time, it is possible that this message is primarily for a water sign, which could be what? Cancers, Pisces, and Scorpio. And or it could have to do with people that are really, really empathetic, um, really, really emotional at this time, really, really sensitive, sensitive to like taking them chances. Sometimes we don't know what we're doing, but these cards here are saying at this time, when we make these changes, the changes I'm talking about is like growing, developing, becoming the magician, understanding that you're not doing the traditional, you're not going about things the traditional way. You know, these are new things that you and we're developing. You know, being sensitive to that, you know, may make you feel uncomfortable with the King of Cups in reverse. Because the King of Cups represents how we get to attach to what we want to attach to, that we feel like we need to attach to. What is it that you need to attach to? I want to go back to the first read. Everybody's goal is different. Some people are in a contract with a significant other. They are, what do you call it? Fiancés, you know, married. I mean, you know, planning on getting married. I can't think of it. You know, there's the contract they're in. The goal is marriage. Other people are business partner, and the goal may be sales. You know, so it depends. You may be co-workers or boss and co-worker. The goal is commission. You know, and you're going about things differently. Everything is new, and which makes sense, especially in light of what have been dealing with, like the COVID and all that, and the essential workers. You know, so the dynamics have changed, and because the dynamics of our lives have changed, the dynamics of how we relate is also being tweaked. That's what it's saying. And so the King of Cups is saying, you know, a lot of people are uncomfortable with that, with the King of Cups. You know, you're trying to be mature and deal with the various circumstances and situations that you find yourself entangled with. I like that new term, entangled with. You know, all the responsibilities that you find yourself entangled with. You're trying to deal with them, but some of them could be a little stressful because what? There's no, again, we're not dealing with the old way of doing things. With new technology, new mindsets, new theories, new philosophies, all that's on the table as we move forward. And so you may be a little uncomfortable or a little unstable at times, feeling a little insecure with the King of Cups in reverse. With the King of Cups in reverse, it suggests that you may display some of the negative qualities of Cancer. And that could be kind of being emotionally moody, or you know, emotionally moody or clingy or snapping. Why? Because again, this transition we're going through is a little stressful, is what I'm trying to say. So let me try to make this all make sense. I know it's kind of blurring in all together. Again, each of our stories is different, very unique to each of us. But let me use the marriage partners as an example. Two people planning on getting married. The cards are saying, hey, sit down and really talk things out, the terms and conditions. Example being, if you really want kids or not, if you're going to stay here or move elsewhere, those type of terms and conditions, those details. It says that many of us will do what we need to do. We're going to go about it differently than we normally have in the past. But we're going to get there. And it's that discomfort in, you know, confronting, I think more like confronting issues, confronting imaginary complications, because you know, on a physical level, on a very mundane level, may not even want to acknowledge, or maybe not even be aware, that an issue later will crop up. It's going back to a foresight. Foresight, George, good term. You know, that after, you know, you get married and the rice is thrown and you've gone on a honeymoon, when you come back and it's time to, you know, move into your home, all of a sudden there's the first time the issue really crops up in your reality, and your storyline begins to change. It begins to what's the word I was using, augment. Your reality begins to augment, and that augmentation to you and your new spouse's reality is happening because of the discrepancy. Do we stay here close to mom and dad and our siblings, or do we move to another state away from everybody? That right there leads a person to be, you know, emotionally unstable, because you don't know that that's what's going to happen later on. So you could be a little nervous about trying to get that out of the way before you even get married. Why? Because you might find that you in disagreement with each other before the marriage, you know, before the ceremony. No, we move in on the other side of the country. No, we staying close home to mom and dad. And you're scared that you may fall out, is what I'm saying, with the King of Cups as an example. You know, so it's just like being afraid to confront possible issues that are that the whole thing is that they will come into existence if you don't do the necessary work before you continue on that life journey. You have to do the necessary. We don't have to do the necessary work, but if you do not do the work, which is review those terms and conditions as an example, then there is going to be in your future issues and challenges that's going to stop your progress. So it's saying do it now. Does that make sense? Do it now. Anyway, I was still dealing with the King of Cups. The next water sign after Cancer is a Scorpio. This is where people can become hurtful, vindictive, manipulative. You know, the negative expression of Scorpio, those kind of things. Pisces, you know, emotionally withdrawn, shut down, those kind of things. Is what some may go through. Again, it's when you realize it's these potential issues that you need to resolve now rather than later. Could put you in that negative emotional space. Again, it's kind of more like based on fear. So what am I seeing for most people is that the future obstacles that I see for each of us, the future obstacles that I see for each of us, again, only exist if we do not do the work needed now, which is the contract clarification. If a person does not go through the process of the contract clarification, then it is scheduled for that person, this is a general reading, to go through a challenging time in their contract with another. It's like a problem going to prop up. I don't know how to do it. A problem is going to crop up, and it is almost seem like it'll be bigger than necessary. I don't even know how to make that make sense. Bigger than necessary. It's like deal with it now while it's while it's small and it's still manageable. And then when it does crop up, or the time period comes that the scenario is due to unfold, it's going to already be dissolved. You know, so you can kind of just move over that time period and keep moving forward. I'm going to keep moving forward after I read the chat. Let's see. This is a general tarot reading. for all zodiac signs. Oh crap. Where am I at? No, that's not right. Okay. I'm going to keep reading, y'all. Remember, this particular zodiac reading, tarot reading is not for any specific zodiac sign. It's just a general reading for all. All. This is manifesting in all of our lives one way or another. Your scenario, of course, is unique to your story. If and when the card suggests a particular zodiac sign, I'll mention it. Just like I mentioned, the element water, which is Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. So that was an example of how that will come out. Anyway, George, you say, we're trying, okay. You said, where are you? Okay. The sale's going to be in Africa first, then we're going to branch out to United States and Europe in the future. Okay. I am the creative and financial part of the business. My partner handles the field work and contracts. Okay. Well, George, make sure that you get to look at those contracts as well. The African liquor was my idea. Wait till we get into the stores when we use some of the profits from the liquor. Oh, you will go get into shoes. Okay, when we okay, shoes. Okay, that would be wonderful. Hi, Miss Robinson, how are you? Okay. So, okay. That was a lot of information, y'all. So I'm gonna move forward. Keep in mind what I've said, because I'm gonna continue to read. The next card is the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles is like making choices. What kind of choices? Physical, worldly, wants, needs, desires. Let me stop. Pentacles. Pentacles are a representative or a symbol of the earth element. Our earth signs are Tauruses, Virgos, and Capricorns. So making choices about what? Well, Taurus, it is about what Taurus really likes or finds value in. It's like making a choice about what kind of food you like, perfume you like, I don't know, decor that you like. Virgo is about very particulars and numbers and things, making a choice about like an analytical decision about what is more practical, possibly. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the Two of Pentacles in reverse. And so I'm just, giving you an example of what it means to me. Capricorn represents like your career, or your social role. Making a choice about what line of work you want to go in, or what field of study do you want to go in, or who do you want to collaborate with, as far as work and social interaction, those kind of, choices. Again, each of our stories is unique to us. So you may be looking at what's for dinner, where another person may be looking at what field of work to pursue. Our stories are all different. Anywho, this Two of Pentacles, as you can see, hopefully you can see it, is in reverse. Since it's in reverse, we have to talk about the card before it, which is the Ace of Pentacles. And the Ace of Pentacles talk about the initiation, the onset, the excitement to move forward and to build something physically, to acquire something physically. To acquire what? The donuts, or the car, or the perfume. To acquire the actual details to something, the particulars, to acquire, I don't know, the money. Did I say money? To acquire a particular job. It's the urge to do that. Even though you have the urge to do that, you haven't been able to. So I feel like this is a totally different message. First message seems to kind of come to an end or faded out for now. So the cards are beginning to talk about people having the urge, the desire, the longing, the want to build something in their life, to obtain something in their life. And those things could be to obtain a particular type of food. An example of what this Two of Pentacles in reverse means to me is possibly a person could be on a budget, or a family is on a budget and they haven't been able to splurge. Maybe everybody or somebody in the family has a taste for, I don't know, French toast, but you've been on a budget, you haven't been able to afford the cinnamon, and so it's, you know, that right there, that desire to partake in French toast as an alternative as far as food, but you haven't been able to. Or you may have the desire to be able to, you know, I don't know, let's talk about details when you're acquiring something physically. What can you get? An example. Let's say a family, you know, bought a playscape for the house, and what you found out later after the buying the playscape is that you needed the foam ground for the kid, you know, in case kids fall or something like that. That detail you missed, and now you've been wanting to buy that ground, you know, the safety ground, but you haven't been able to. Maybe you ran out of money, you know, or maybe you want a particular job, you know, you've been wanting to go after that. You've been trying to go after that, but you haven't been able to get in a particular field. Maybe your manager position opened up and you want that job, and you just haven't been able to acquire that job. You know, those kind of things is what the Two of Pentacles in reverse, pointing back to the Ace of Pentacles, talks about. The next card is the Tower card. The Tower card coming after the Two of Pentacles in reverse, pointing back to the Ace of Pentacles, suggests to me that what's the terminology? The terminology is when a person is like self-defeatist. Is that the term? No, that's not the term. It's like destroying something before it gets started. An example. Let me go back to the example of the family that is on has a reduced grocery budget at this time, and everybody wants French toast. You know, you've been wanting French toast. You can taste it. You know, y'all can taste it. Just sitting and talking about it, and you blow the opportunity to even have French toast. It's on you. You did it. How did you do it? Did you miss an hour of work? Or did you, I don't know, run the light bill up higher by keeping the lights on longer, so you had to pay more on the utility bill? Did you, I don't know, you know, maybe you were coming home from work and saw a homeless person on the street and you gave them $5. Well, there go the French toast money. You know, so it's like on you. You cause you not to be able to move forward and manifest that physical thing that you want. You keeping with like the various details. How can I do it? The swing. You done bought the swing set or the playscape set, and you forgot to buy the safety ground for the kids. That's what you want. What did you do that now you can't like even afford the playscape ground? You did something. You missed work. You misappropriated money. How about this? You already put the playscape up thinking you could get around the ground. You know, you've done it now. The work that you done made it impossible to lay the playscape on the ground. So this is what this energy is starting to talk about. It how there's something that you have done that hinders you from acquiring the very thing that you want. You're being I use the term like you counterproductive. You've been kind of counterproductive here on something. And it's you. It's you. With the Tower card. Interesting. The next card is the Four of Cups. And immediately when I saw this Four of Cups, I felt this level of anxiousness even with the Four of Cups. I guess it's because it's following the Tower card. So we're talking about your inner emotional state. There's certain things that you feel like you need. An example that I've given is you want to acquire something out of this physical world. Whether it's money, new shoes, French toast, the safety ground for the landscape, career. That's what you want. And you do something to make sure you can get it. You do it yourself. Again, whether you take off work, miss work, misappropriate money, be a good Samaritan and pass it along. You self-defeatist is the word. I get, but it depends on, again, the details of your story. So you stop you from moving forward. But then it's this whole part with this Four of Cups of not being willing to accept what is offered to you. Get the attitude. I'm going to go back to the French toast example. You know you and your family, they had a taste for some French toast. But yet you, on the way home, maybe stopped and was a good Samaritan, pass a $5 bill to a homeless person. So you and your family still sitting up there, got this taste for French toast. You talking about it. The good thing is, I don't even know how to say it. The good thing is that you do have bread. You got bread. You know, remember, look at the Four Cups. I don't know if I can help you, lead y'all to ride this way with me. It's a hand coming out of the sky, out of nowhere, trying to hand this figure another cup. And the figure doesn't want to accept it. So what am I saying? I'm saying you got bread, but you don't want it. You know what I'm saying? It's like you have something, but it's not meeting your physical, worldly want, need, and desire. It's not meeting it. And so it's this sense of, what's the term? Lack of appreciation. Lack of appreciation. I'm kind of slowing down because I'm just, spilling out a lot of words. And I know that could just, the whole reading can just get lost due to so many words. And so I want to take the reading and apply it to our current circumstance and situation that we find ourselves in. And when I say that, I'm talking about the whole pandemic and the quarantine and the the essential workers and being overworked essential worker and trying to find a job and unemployment and the end of the $600 federal thing. All of these things that we're going through collectively. I want to put it there. It seems to me, based on the cards, that it's saying to us all, like, and I talked about something like this last night, about being a good steward over your life during challenging times. We have entered into a time period in which we don't know what's up and what's down. So it seems like the cards are saying you have to be very aware of who you're working with or doing business with. You have to know what your end game is, what your plan is, and what your end game plan is. It's like there's no room for us to just walk ignorantly or blindly into whatever risk we take, or you know, business endeavors we take. We have to be as knowledgeable as possible. At this point in time, I do believe that people are very sensitive because of everything we're going through. And so I think that's why it's so important for us to be clear and have on the table clearly all the terms and conditions of all parties involved, so that it won't be any more or any reasons for any strife or discord. Another thing that the cards are saying, it seems to me, is saying, hey, people, be appreciative for what you have. This is what it seems like it's saying to me. Be appreciative for what you have. Like, take into account the reserves that you have. And I say that because it seems like like I was using the French toast example, is that if you can't have the quality of life that you have in past times grown accustomed to, you're not appreciative of what you have. So I kind of get a feeling that the reason why my hypothetical character was so charitable to the hypothetical homeless person, giving them the $5, is because that $5 wasn't enough, like, to buy the cinnamon that they need to make their French toast. They didn't appreciate their $5. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of feel like, you know, based on the cards and my example, that it wasn't that person was as charitable. What am I talking about? A hypothetical, imaginary figure that I'm using to trying to make it make sense. Self-sabotaging. Thank you, George. You always got my back. That's it. Self-sabotaging. And so, yeah. And so it's really talking about that, George. About stop sabotaging yourself. Stop it. That's what it's saying. That's the message. Thank you, George, because I would have never figured out until after I got off here. So thank you. Stop being self-sabotaging. You know that there is potential for conflict in some areas of your life. Resolve it right now. Otherwise, later on, it's scheduled for it to be blown all out of proportion and block you from moving forward. The other thing is saying, stop being self-sabotaging. Stop saying self-sabotaging. For what? By what? For what? It is because you may not, again, have the lifestyle or quality of life you had grown accustomed to in the recent past. And because it's not what you had, you don't appreciate what you do have. And you just give it away or throw it away. It's on you. You like setting yourself behind even more. This is the warning, it seems, from the tarot to us all. If it's all right with y'all, I just like to look at a few more cards because I want to know what's going on. I'm nosy. Let me look at the tarot. Whom is she reading? Oh, hi Nancy, how are you doing? I'm just reading the tarot cards. They're very general. It's for everybody. This is a message from the tarot. And when I do these kind of readings, I only reference or a particular zodiac sign if the tarot card suggests that I should. Thus far, it only has suggested it one time, and that was possibly for water signs, which are Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpios, and it had to do with going about things a whole new way. As far as, you know, being using your various skills and talents to be able to manipulate circumstances and situations in your favor. And I believe that message, of course, is primarily for the water signs because they may be more susceptible to being so attached to the traditional way of doing things. You know, when I say the traditional way of doing things is by again tradition, the authorities, whatever the authorities say, the old rules, the old regulations, they may be married to those old ways. And so when it's saying, hey, this is a time period that we release the old ways, and we are creating our own like magic spells, own techniques, those kind of things. And so it's telling the water element and the water signs, you know, it's okay to release the old ways and develop new methods to again manipulate various circumstances and situations in their favor, our favor, for, you know, in order to move us into the future. Okay, let me read my chat a little bit more. Hi. Okay, you say very well. Happy to see you again. I'm here. I tell y'all, I'm always lurking behind the scenes, looking good. Oh, thank you very much. Hi, Day. How are you? You said my business partner gives me detailed briefings whenever something comes up, and he is showing me a paper trail. That's very good, very good. Just keep it professional. Keep it professional and keep all receipts of things like that. Have you ever seen so many reverse tarot cards in one reading, Nancy? I've seen a whole reading full of reverse cards, George. You know, that's not always bad. It's not always bad. Sometimes it's in our favor. You couldn't know how relevant and timely this is. Well, I'm happy to hear that. Extremely helpful. Thank you so very much. You're very welcome. Feels personal indeed. That's what I'm supposed to do. It's supposed to be personal, even if it's general. I feel you, kittens. Nancy, are they hungry? Nope, they sleep. They being good babies. I got a house full of babies. I know I mentioned this cat having another litter of 6. I got to get her out of here. I've been trying to get out here for a long time. But I went to call the shelter to try to get her up out of here when all of this corona stuff started. And the shelter, I don't know if y'all remember me telling y'all this, the shelter was closed because it was some type of strange or foreign virus that came through the animal shelter and had all the animals sick, and they had to quarantine the animals. I don't know if y'all remember that. So since that time, she got pregnant again. Now she had another 6. She loved it. She loved being a mom. I can tell that. And then my daughter, of course, had my new grandson. And then my daughter, other daughter, had fish. And the fish just had a bunch of babies. There were like about 100 of them in there swimming around, little things. Babies everywhere. Babies everywhere. It's amazing. It's an animal zoo over here, as usual. I get rid of them, they come back up. And then, let me tell y'all this. I don't know if I told y'all this story. I have I'll say a family member, indirect family member. Thank you. An indirect family member who died maybe a month ago. And it's from he was suffering from, had been battling cancer for years, but died during the corona stuff. Anywho, I end up babysitting his dog, his what they call him, a bully pit, or whatever it is, or she is. While he went to the hospital, not knowing he was going to die. He dies, and now I have a new dog. Her name is Coco, and I want to take her to the shelter too. I can't do it. I share that because I try to get rid of the animals, and they come back one way or another. It's just so crazy. I don't want to be the cat lady and the dog lady and the fish lady and the bird lady and the bee lady. It's just too many animals. I'm tired of it. It's too much. But anywho, but then I start feeling guilty when I think about taking them to the shelter, because they know it, and they just come and sit and they do the, you know, the big animal baby eyes, and the cats will purr up against me, and the dog will sit there and like, happy the little fish face too small. But the fish is not a problem because they in the tank. But it's just too much. Okay, y'all, I'm going to read a few more cards, and then I'm going to let y'all go. Thank you for dropping by here to Can Angels Fly Tarot. and more, and allowing me to read the tarot cards for you. This is a general reading. If you're ever interested in ordering your own personal reading, you can do so by contacting me by email. My email is canangelsfly1@gmail.com. And if you're ever interested in offering any monetary support, you can do so by Cash Apping me. My Cash App name is Can Angels Fly Tarot, or $, Can Angels Fly Tarot. Any details that you need to order your own personal reading and or donate is below this live stream. Just a few more cards to see if it's any additional information or any additional messages. What a time, what a time, what a time. What a time, Lord. Okay. The next card is, this is the Emperor. But the Emperor's in reverse. What is the Emperor in reverse talking about? The Emperor in reverse is talking about, like, abusing one's power. Abusing one's power. Why would anybody want to abuse their power? Why? Some examples of people that may just be abusing their power are people talk about the deep state here on YouTube. Or what's that man, Bill Gates, may be attempting to misuse his power, his influence, because he's what, wealthy, socially affluent, abusing one's power. Who is attempting to abuse their power and authority in your life? They gonna trump you. Ooh, I use that word, trump. They gonna override you and what you have to say. You don't matter. Who is that person in your life? You know, on a mundane level, on a more intimate level. Who's that? The next card is the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So the cards are saying, hey, there's someone in your life who is, again, misusing their power and authority, or they're wielding their power and authority over, like you, or you are doing that to another. And it's like this person, whoever is being a control freak, it's like a manipulative type of control freak, is blocking you from moving forward on your goals. You know, you might have a particular goal or a vision for your life that you're interested in pursuing, but it's like somebody blocking you from doing. I'm gonna give you an example. Y'all know I live here in Michigan, and an authority figure in my location is the governor. And the governor says, stay home. The governor says, what is shelter in place, wear a mask. The governor says that the businesses should be shut down. And this is just an example where there are people that are ready to go out in this world and create, build, sustain, manifest, work, etc., etc. But they can't because of the governor's decree. That's what these two cards represent, and that's an example. So, is there someone in your life, based on the card series, that is blocking you from able to move forward and pursue your physical, worldly ambitions and goals? This person has like something on you. Like the governor has stated that if a person doesn't abide by the rules that she set forth and they get caught without a mask, they will be fined $500. They got something. She has something on the residents of Michigan, authority on them to force them to comply. I use that as an example. I agree with her. I can stay at home and wear my mask when I go in the store, but not all the time. So I agree. But there are people that don't agree with that at all. And the people that don't agree are people that probably have businesses, and they don't want to lose their business. They don't want their business to go under. The Ace of Pentacles is symbolic of their business that they want to push forward, that they want to grow, that they want to use to make money. You know what I'm saying? So they don't agree with her. Other people have grown, maybe worked and grown accustomed to a particular lifestyle. And in order for them to maintain that lifestyle, they got to get up and go back to work to make their $20, $30 an hour. That's greater than any unemployment that they get, and their lifestyle is changing. Their car note is jeopardized. You know what I'm saying? So it's talking about that kind of scenario. Now, the scenario, of course, could be different for you. It most likely is different for you. So what am I saying? I'm saying that it's somebody in your life that's pulling rank on you, and they're blocking you from moving forward and like living your best life. Who are they? The next card is the Eight of Cups in reverse, pointing back to the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups. Who are they? Who are you in an entanglement with? Who are you emotionally attached to? Who are you connected with? Who are you in a maybe a more intimate social contract with? Who is it? The Eight of Cups suggests that this is someone that you didn't walk away from, or you haven't walked away from, or tried to even break free from for whatever reason. And I'm not trying to say that it's a bad relationship. Maybe even this authority figure, this domineering person, this more controlling person that's calling the shots in your life, could be like your husband, or I don't know, maybe you live with somebody else and they calling the shots. It's something that you haven't left for one reason or another, because it's not really about leaving the relationship. It's more like you bound to the relationship. You're emotionally bound to the relationship. You have an entanglement. You're there. And so this person is trumping you. They are executing all power and authority over you and your circumstance and or situation. And they stopping you from living your best life or pursuing your physical worldly goals. They're stopping you. The next card is the High Priestess. And the High Priestess says, look here and see this. What does she want us to see? The entanglement. The entanglement. Oh, interesting. The entanglement. It goes back to, why are you there? Why are you there? Why does that person have so much control over you? Why? Oh, that's starting to go real deep. That's a whole nother thing. Why are you there? So now I wasn't at first looking at the storyline here, even suggesting that you or I or anyone was in a toxic relationship or entanglement with someone. That's not where my mind was going. But as soon as this Devil card come out, it suggests that we are each entangled with someone that we may be codependent. And it's that codependency that is being spotlighted right now. Because they are able to trump you. They calling the shots. They stopping you and us, from living our individual best lives and seeking our physical worldly goals. Why are they in your life and why are you in theirs? Is it your husband or your wife? Is it your significant other? Is it a parent that you live with? Are you under somebody else's roof? I don't know. Why are you there? How did they get the control over you at this time, to the point that they can keep you from moving forward and reaching for your goals? How did they get control? Going back to the example I gave about the Michigan governor making the rules associated with this whole pandemic, how we dealing with this pandemic. How did she get the authority over Michiganders? Well, we voted her in. That's how she got it. That's how we got into this entanglement, and that's how she got her power and authority. But let's talk about our intimate lives. Who is this person that has so much authority over us, that's calling these shots that we could kind of live without? Who are they? The devil's card suggests this is something on an entanglement. Is it that's the new word, entanglement? That we can get out of if we want to. We do not have to have that person over us. We don't have to have the governor, even though in Michigan, even though I agree with her now, this is just an example. We don't have to have her. Well, how can we not have her? We didn't got to vote for her. Example. Again, I agree with her, but that's just my example. Or, let's say, give another example. There's a husband and wife. The husband is trumping the wife and is calling all the shots. He tells her she can't do this and she can't do that. She is entangled with him because maybe she's a stay-at-home mom or wife, and she depends on her husband to be the provider. So he trumps her because he's the breadwinner. She has an entanglement with him, a devil's card entanglement with him. And what is she entangled by? Money and being provided for. But she doesn't have to be in that scenario. That's the husband or someone in her life, her significant other, can stop her, keeping with my example, from moving forward and going to live her best life, or moving forward to obtain the physical, worldly wants, needs, and desires that she wants. This is just an example. You ain't got to be there. And the question is, why are you there? I'm going to say something about it and I'm going to let it go. This is the King of Pentacles in reverse. And this King of Pentacles seems to play back into the Emperor in reverse to me. As the King of Pentacles represents our earth signs of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, and or the people that know how to manipulate this world in their favor. They know how to use what they have access to get what they want. They could be hard workers, workaholics, very focused, be on that budget, unbreakable budget, unyielding, really kind of hard-nosed individuals when they gotta go. And this King of Pentacles is in reverse, which suggests that this person, this Emperor in reverse person, this King of Pentacles person in reverse, could be displaying some of the negative qualities of earth signs. Again, very hard-nosed, direct, caring, unyielding. This is the budget. This is that. This is the way it's going to be. It's their way or the highway. It is that person. Why are you subjected to their control? Why? And so I'm going to kind of summarize this part of the reading, give my thoughts, what I'm seeing on it, and then I'm going to end this reading right here. Why are the cards asking who is this controlling figure in our lives? Again, it's saying, hey, you entangled with somebody that is executing all power and authority. That may be very hard-nosed, unyielding. It could even be corrupt. Why are you there? Why are you entangled with them? And so for some, it's almost seemed like, well, it's saying to us, hey, whoever this, see, I kind of see this person primarily more as a stern, very stern person, very rigid, very practical, rigid. They gotta go, once the goal is set, they're gonna go after the goal. Meaning if they put you on a budget in the house, you're not going outside that budget. You're not going to eat sugar-coated cereal. You're going to eat some farina. You know what I'm saying? You're going to stick to the budget. So they're very, again, very hard and rigid in their ways, set in their ways. So the question is to each of us to look at this very stern person, this very stern figure, and to discern if that person is literally stern because it is necessary in order to get you and them through an unfolded situation. Is it necessary that you save? Is it necessary that you be on a budget? That's why they're so cold. That's why they're saying you can't have that extra candy bar, or you can't go drive on the other side of town because you're on a gas budget. Is it necessary? This is what the cards seem to be having us look at, this stern person and discerning. Because there are some people, when they look at this stern, hard, rigid person, some people gonna look and find out that they're actually under the authority of somebody that's really just cold-hearted and cruel. Again, abuses, they abuse their power. And so for those people that look at this rigid person and they find and discern that I am under a really horrible, cruel, manipulative, self-serving individual that is trying to tell me what to do in order just to benefit them, or to belittle me. It is about a person being able to discern that, number one, and to be able to truly identify who this person is. The next thing is to go for that same person to go into themselves to deal with whatever is going on within themselves that have led them to be entangled with such a person. So you're dealing with yourself then. Why are you there with them? Why are you dealing with ABS? That's what it's talking about. And so as you dealing with yourself and working out your issues and psychological, emotional, I don't know, having issues with abandonment, whatever it is you got to work out, a person in that scenario, you working it out. Because what you're trying to do is do what? Break away. And not allow such a person to have power and authority over you and block you from living your best life and or going after your physical worldly wants, needs, and or desires. You say, break the chain. Thank you, Faith. Break the chain. Break the chain. And so it's saying that. And so those people that are going to go through the scenario of really discerning that they're under like a corrupt leadership or some type, you're gonna go through whatever transformation, what is it called, like Chiron and Aries healing process. You're gonna go through whatever you need to go through for how long it take for you to be healed psychologically, mentally, become a self-sufficient, self-sustaining, feeling, what do you call it, high self-esteem person. You're going to go through whatever process you got to go through to get there. And so you can do what? Break the chain, as Faith said. Break the chain. And once you break the chain, then that Ace of Pentacles that's in reverse is blocked because you're in a relationship or an entanglement with this crazy person comes upright. And then you're able to move forward and in pursuit of the goals that you have, your physical worldly aims, passions, and desires that you have, the things that you want to build. You want to live your best life, or you want to contribute something to this world that enhances it. You're able to do that. And so I really like that last little reading. Again, this is a general reading, so it's for us all. And that message lets us know that in this world, on a global scale, there are some real righteous leaders out here. And sometimes they can seem hard and they can seem cruel and all kind of negative. They seem like it. But if you really have the gift of discernment, you will be able to see they are doing what needs to be done in the moment to get us through whatever scenario we find ourselves in. But then there are other leaders, people in this world that we are interacting with or entangled with, that we are allowing them to keep their seats of power or to be leaders. And they really are horrible, cruel, self-serving people. But we can't see it. So I get it. We can't see it because we got that entanglement with them because something wrong with us. Something wrong with us. Whether we don't want to look at the truth of whatever matter, or if we got some emotional or psychological limitations, or we dealing with what arrested development, or whatever we may have on an individual basis going on, we're going to have to work through it. We're going to have to be healed. On an individual level, we got to be healed in order to be able to finally see that corrupt leader, that's abusing their power and manipulating us and holding us back from going after the ultimate goal of bringing into this physical world what we need to sustain our lives and allowing us to have a reasonable quality of life. And so that's what it's saying. It says we're going through the process. We're going through the process already. That was amazing. I didn't expect that at all. We're going through the process already. Healing. Healing and collective. I agree. That's cool. Right now, I'm just kind of thinking of messages overall for humanity. Contracts. What is it about the contracts? Look at our terms. Oh, humanity. Going back to the very first part of the reading, talking about contracts. What contracts could we be talking about on a global scale? We're talking about various countries. Countries are the parties that have the contract. There's some type of discrepancy in the terms and conditions amongst races, amongst nations. This is discrepancy. An example could be like what they call it? Discrepancy, white privilege versus the black experience. Is something wrong with the dynamics in that social contract? That's that part on a global level. And then the next thing was about how we will rise to the state of being. Remember the magician. I like this little magician card. I gotta show her off. She's too cute. The magician. And we're going against what once was. With the old fathers, like of the United States, the old fathers and all over the world, and what they set up and what their rules were. Oh, we going outside of that, we going to create something new. Eventually, we will do the magician thing, and we going to figure out how to manipulate these various circumstances and situations in all parties' favor. So when I say all parties' favor, I'm talking about humanity overall. But while we going through it, we might have some emotional discomfort. We may meet with some triggers, but we're on our way. Oh, I like this. It says, talking globally, it says, okay, you want to choose something. You want to, like, build something in this world, create something in this world, sustain something in this world, whether it's by country or culture or race, whatever. That's what you want to do. But you keep putting your foot in your mouth. Who does it? Every country, every leader, every grouping of people, every cult, you're putting your foot in your mouth with the Tower card. You keep doing it, meaning you don't want to really negotiate and collaborate with other nations. You really don't want to do it. I'm still reading the same cards, just on a global level. You really don't want to do it. Here, whatever country, you say that you want to make this happen in this world. You think that's what needs to happen to bring about a particular satisfying quality of life. That's what you say. But then you turn around and you do dumb shit. Ooh, I ain't make it. You know what I'm saying? You turn around and you do something that's counterproductive. So the reality is you really, really do not want to collaborate. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not just your nation. It may be another 100 and another 150 nations that's offering you something in exchange, in order for everybody to bring a term to the table, and you don't want to accept it. You know what I'm saying? So what am I seeing in this reading? I was reading this spread generally for everybody. And so I talked about it on a more intimate, micro level. But now I'm talking about it and interpreting it on a massive level or a global level. And it's saying, nations, you really don't want to work with other nations. You really don't. It's saying, hey, all nations need to come together and go over them terms and conditions again. Y'all trying to like rewrite the social contracts or the dynamics of the world using old contexts, old philosophies, old viewpoints, old outdated ideas. And this is a new world. And so we got to go through this process that we're going through, as I explained. And then it was saying, what was this one about? Breaking free. High Priestess says, I'm going to show you. You must break free. Remember, we're talking about this process of having to deal with these leaders, as an example. That there are some really righteous leaders here. But we are, like, I'll say the righteous leaders are having a hard time because of the unrighteous leaders. And the unrighteous leaders are just like, I don't know, they looming over the righteous leaders. They are, like, I kind of see them like they're kind of trying to consume like righteous leaders. And they're able to do that because the people, the 99, 98%ers, us, we can't see. Many of us can't see nor discern who is righteous and who is not righteous. And so we're going through the process, a healing process, number one, because we got to feel good about ourselves. We got to look at ourselves and hold ourselves in high esteem. And when we get to that place, then we'll be able to see who is what. And then we'll, move accordingly. And it is going to break us out of the devil's card, so that we can do what? This is really about, how do I say, cleaning up social exchanges, cleaning up the relationship between the humans that create humanity, cleaning that all up, getting rid of old philosophical viewpoints, worldviews, political viewpoints, worldviews, all kind of philosophies, they're outdated, cleaning it up, getting a new mindset, being able to identify those that couldn't let go of those old mindsets and are trying to hold on to them, because it's those old mindsets that are hindering us, humanity, from moving forward into what Ralph Smart was talking about, the new golden age. Hopefully that made sense, y'all. Thank you for coming here to Can Angels Fly once again. Until next time. Bye.